Hi, this is DS Yaxheimer. This is another edition of The Spectre. This video is about former Smallville actress Allison Mack, who has found herself in quite a bit of trouble in the last couple years here. Here's a little bit about that. So this is kind of a curious case. Why would this seemingly, I'm not saying just because of the way she looks, but I mean, it does sort of, the first thing that occurs to you when you see Allison Mack is she seems pretty squeaky clean and all that, and she was playing a rather relatively wholesome character on a TV series aimed at tweens. And she joined this, and she became very complicit with this cult leader, Keith Raniere, who founded NXIVM in 1998. Preceding that, Keith Raniere, his previous venture was this thing called Consumers Byline, which the New York's Attorney General's office accused it of being a pyramid scheme. And Keith Raniere is a real fucking creepy character. He committed statutory rape on a 16-year-old girl, and if you watch any of the little documentaries or specials floating around there about NXIVM, you'll hear a lot of these stories. You haven't heard too terribly much about Allison Mack since she pleaded, other than pleading guilty for racketeering. She was complicit in sex trafficking, the branding, which I guess gives a whole new meaning to the term rebranding, which she was apparently trying to do after Smallville. She was a star of the TV series from 2000 to 2011, and she was apparently trying to get co-star Kristen Kruk, if I pronounced her last name correctly, into this NXIVM thing, and a lot of other actresses she either recruited or was attempting to recruit, and they sort of branded them around the lower abdomen, area. Well, specifically that's where it seemed to be, and that was her idea. So she got into quite a bit of trouble. She was going to be, I don't know if she's going to wind up serving that, I kind of doubt it, but like 40 years in prison. So, and there's a video of her and Raniere, there's a video of her and Keith Raniere having an exchange, and he's very much like a Scientology guru or something like that. He comes off that way. So, why would she throw it all away? I guess that's kind of the big question here. It's very difficult to answer. Don't know that one. I think that's really the, I've been curious about that. I mean, they haven't talked about her, too much. I mean, not that she's, been talking to doing interviews or anything like that, of course. And she hasn't been sentenced yet. I don't know if it's because of the pandemic or whatever is slowing down this whole process here of and everything. It's I don't know if too pretty for prison, but it's yeah, I don't really. It really is kind of unfathomable. I think when you're in kind of a vacuum, so to speak, when no one's there to say, like, look, this is crazy. You need to step away from this, and maybe that was perhaps the case. But she did engage in a lot of unusual behavior. She married another actress named Nikki Klein, and now I don't know if Allison Mack was gay or anything, which is of course nothing wrong with that. And this was part of this actress is from Vancouver, where actually they shot Smallville, and they actually shoot other shows like Supergirl shot up there and stuff like that. So because it's less costly. So I don't know if that's sort of if it was either for her to get out of the for Mac to get out of the country, or if she needed to avoid. But I don't think she could get away from prosecution just going to Canada. And you're a fairly famous actress. It's not likely that would she would. I don't know what I don't think you can commit that kind of level of crime and then go to Canada and escape justice or something. But anyway, yeah, it's kind of an interesting turn of events there. And I do think that was basically, for some, that might have been what was going on in her head. And the only thing I do know is she did apologize for what she did when she was in court, because what else are you going to do? But there were a lot of women in this cult, and they were sort of his sex slaves, and there were, it's very sort of this poly kind of culture, and I'm not trying to diss the polyamorous kind of community or anything, but it was, he had a lot of women who were his concubines, or whatever you want to call them. So it's pretty ridiculous. I mean, it's not funny, but it's just ridiculous. People would follow this guy. So yeah, I mean, she was complicit. She was involved, and the branding was her. That's taking a hot metal symbol, which I think it was Keith Raniere, and her initials were incorporated into the brand, and they would take that and heat it up and brand their flesh with it. So that hurts very much. Then again, you look at it as like, okay, well, people who do this and get involved in this, are they sort of like, okay, isn't that some of this on them because they submitted to this? You could make an argument for that, maybe. But I think he was definitely, he was someone who, it was his business to brainwash people. He was he was in the business of pyramid schemes. And fortunately, he's been, he's out of business, but it's still, pretty fucked up. And because there's so many cults out there. Scientology's still alive and well. Fairly alive and well anyway, and nothing's being done about that. I think it was just one of those, and there's a lot of cults in this country because there's a lot of religiosity in our culture, and I think people, when they're sort of offered up kind of a, I can help improve your life and improve, your career is going to get better, and you're going to have all these opportunities if you follow these steps and all that, and that's pretty much what this Keith Raniere did. And unfortunately, though, Allison Mack wasn't as clever as her character, Chloe Sullivan from Smallville. And, you know, she fell prey to this a little bit. And I, definitely, I mean, that's no doubt there. Not that she isn't culpable, but I don't, you know, I don't think she would have done these things had she not met this guy. You know, sometimes there's that perfect storm of when someone's maybe a little open and impressionable and looking for something, and then, you know, someone comes along and introduces them to this whole new kind of world, I guess. I don't know. Maybe it was she felt powerful or something. I don't know. Because of, you know, he seemed powerful, like, because she was sort of the co-conspirator of this whole thing, basically, in a lot of ways. And that's her fuck up, really. So she'll be spend a lot of time in jail to think about that and what she did and everything, basically. Essentially, but yeah, I don't know why, you know, what was so missing, you know, in her life that she would, you know, do something like that. You know, you have like a pretty decent career, and you're but yeah, there has to be something. There had to be something seriously fucked up neurologically about her, maybe, to engage in this whole enterprise with him. But that's basically all I had to really say about it. I mean, it's not like it's you know, good that this whole organization has been shut down. I'd like to see Scientology go the same way. That would be nice. Or, you know, a lot of these cults that just really rob people of their individuality and their freedom and free will. I think that's what I would. That's why I'm glad when stuff like this is, you know, brought down and debunked and everything like that, and, you know, people come out and actually can speak out against it, and maybe other people can, you know, get in their heads that these types of organizations don't have their best interest at heart, and this is a prime example of that. That's the thing is, I did find curious. What reason I did make this video is because I was watching like a recent Smallville. It was like a reunion thing on a Zoom kind of cast interview with someone on YouTube, and they usually don't bring her up, you know, and they were talking and stuff like that, and it's just, you know, to see her kind of absent from that, and sort of, they don't really bring, you know, they have to kind of dance around bringing her up because they don't want to, like, because it's not really about talking about some sort of scandal, obviously, but it is, that's all she had to do was stuff like that. She didn't have to do much, you know what I mean? It was, you know, going to Comic-Con and, you know, signing autographs and stuff like that, and, you know, making it maybe, you know, a few easy bucks here and there off of it. Rather than now facing a very stiff prison sentence for something so avoidable. But yeah. So anyway, I'd like to hear your thoughts on it. Please comment below. Subscribe and like if you want to. This has been another edition of The Spectre. I'm D.S.E. Yoxheimer, and of course, continue to be safe, and don't join any cults, and wear your masks, and wash your hands, and all of that. Take care.